Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today we're plunging into a topic that feels, well, profoundly essential in our always-on world, Dhyana Yoga, often called the yoga of meditation.
That's right.
Our source material for this journey comes straight from the ancient wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6. Specifically, we're using insights from Dhyana Yoga, taming the mind for inner peace.
A really potent chapter.
It really is. And the central theme here is both simple and, frankly, revolutionary. The battlefield is noisy, but the soul needs silence. So the big question we're wrestling with is, how do you actually tame that ceaseless chatter of the mind? How do you discover inner peace? Our mission today is essentially to unpack the discipline of meditation, try to understand the nature of the mind, and, trace the yogi's path as it's laid out in these texts.
And what's truly astonishing, I think, isn't just its relevance across millennia, which is amazing in itself, but it's the core insight this wisdom offers, that the loudest battle isn't external, it's internal. And the path to peace isn't found by somehow escaping the noise, but by cultivating silence within it. That's a powerful, maybe counterintuitive truth for our modern lives, wouldn't you say?
Definitely counterintuitive.
Yeah. So this isn't just about finding a quiet corner to sit still for 10 minutes. It's about embarking on a profound journey inward, a journey of self-discovery and, as we'll see, devotion to.
That's a fascinating reframe. It suggests true peace isn't about retreating from life, but maybe engaging with it differently.
Precisely.
What's really striking here, then, is how our sources immediately connect quiet, inner meditation not to isolation, but actually to selfless action, what's known as karma yoga.
Yes, that's the foundation.
The very first shloka in chapter 6, shloka 6.1, sets the stage. It says, "One who performs duty without attachment to the results is both a true renunciate and a true yogi, not the one who merely renounces action." This seems to bridge the active world with inner peace. Can you help us understand that initial, maybe surprising connection? How does engaging mindfully actually lead into meditation?
Well, it raises a really important question about what true yoga actually entails. It clarifies that real yoga doesn't begin by, withdrawing from the world or giving everything up physically.
Okay.
Instead, it starts with selfless action, acting without attachment to the outcomes. It's fundamentally about a mindset, performing your duties because they are right, not for personal gain or the fruits of your labor.
I see. So it's the inner attitude during the action?
Exactly. And when you cultivate that detachment in your actions, you naturally start to create an inner space, a kind of clarity. That inner clarity then serves as the perfect foundation. It prepares you for deeper meditative practices. It makes the mind more receptive to stillness.
That really shifts the paradigm, doesn't it? But thinking practically, for someone grappling with, say, a demanding job or a chaotic home life, how does this engaging differently translate into creating that inner space for meditation? It almost sounds like a contradiction. More engagement leads to more peace.
Huh. Yeah, it can sound that way.
So what does the daily discipline of a yogi actually look like to cultivate this inner calm? Because it certainly requires structure, right?
It does require structure, absolutely.
Shloka 6.0 so details this. The yogi should constantly strive to concentrate the mind, living in solitude, with controlled body and mind, free from desires and possessions. That sounds pretty intense.
It sounds intense, yes, but it's a profound commitment, maybe not as restrictive as it first sounds. This shloka gives us a clear blueprint. Solitude here isn't necessarily physical isolation, though that can help. It's more about a mental distancing from external noise and distractions.
Okay, an inner solitude.
Yes, creating an inner sanctuary regardless of your surroundings. Self-discipline refers to controlling your physical actions and, crucially, your mental processes. And simplicity, well, it means freeing yourself from excessive desires and possessions that tend to clutter the mind.
That makes sense.
And that phrase, constantly striving to concentrate the mind, that's key. It implies an ongoing, dedicated effort. It's not a one-time achievement. It's about bringing your mind back over and over to a point of focus. It's truly a daily cultivation, a practice.
Okay, we've laid the philosophical groundwork, the why, and the connection to action. Now, for the million-dollar question, how do you actually do it?
Yeah.
What are the tangible mechanics that Gita lays out for someone, listening right now, looking to quiet their mind?
Like the practical steps.
Our sources summarize shlokas 6.1 to 6.13 pretty clearly, giving us the steps. Choose a clean, quiet place. Sit still. Keep your body straight. Focus the mind. And then this lovely image. Let thoughts settle like dust in still water.
Beautiful imagery, isn't it?
It is. And then shloka 6.14 reveals something deeper. With a peaceful heart, fearless and devoted to me, the yogi sits focused on me as the supreme goal. This adds another layer entirely.
It does. And what's truly compelling here is the clear, actionable advice first. Setting the environment, a clean, quiet place. It just naturally helps minimize external distractions.
Makes sense.
Then the posture. Sitting still with a straight body, this aids alertness, prevents drowsiness, and is thought to allow inner energy to flow more freely.
Yeah.
Focus the mind. That's the core practice. Bringing your attention to a single point. This could be your breath, a mantra, an inner light, whatever works for the individual. And the analogy, thoughts settling like dust. It's beautiful because you're not trying to violently push thoughts away.
Right, not fighting them.
Exactly. You're allowing them to naturally subside by just maintaining your focus elsewhere, gently. And then connecting this physical act to a mental and spiritual orientation, this is the crucial insight. Meditation isn't just about silence. It's about surrender.
Surrender. How so?
It's about cultivating that peaceful heart, being fearless, and directing your devotion towards a higher purpose, or as the Gita says, me is the supreme goal. It transcends mere technique. It becomes relational.
Ugh, the restless mind. Okay, so we have the technique, the posture, the place. But let's be real. That's a challenge I think almost everyone listening can relate to. Even when you follow all the steps, the mind just seems to have a mind of its own. It runs wild.
Oh, absolutely. It's the universal experience, isn't it?
So how do these ancient texts address this feeling that your mind is just uncontrollable? Shloka 6.26 offers this surprisingly gentle guidance. Whenever the mind wanders, let it be brought gently back under the control of the self.
Yes, and this raises such an important point. The mind is wild, true, but it's not presented as the enemy. The text doesn't advocate for forceful suppression or, beating yourself up about your thoughts.
Which is a relief.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Instead, it provides a very compassionate and practical approach. The analogy used in the source material is perfect here. Like training a horse, we bring it back again and again with love and patience.
Love and patience, not frustration.
Exactly. This means acknowledging when the mind inevitably wanders, because it will without judgment, and then gently, persistently guiding it back to your chosen point of focus. It's a practice of tireless yet tender repetition. It's not a battle to be won overnight. It's more about befriending your mind, working with its nature.
That reframes it beautifully, not a fight, but a patient guidance.
Yeah.
Befriending. I like that. So if we commit to this practice, this gentle returning, what are the ultimate benefits, the profound rewards? What's the why that keeps a yogi on this path?
What motivates that persistence?
Exactly. Shloka 6.27 tells us, the yogi whose mind is peaceful, whose passions are stilled, becomes free from all sin and enjoys supreme bliss. What does that mean in practice?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it means that real lasting peace doesn't come from manipulating the outside world. It doesn't depend on external circumstances. It rises from within. It's an uncovering of something already there, not an acquisition. So when the mind achieves that state of tranquility and the passions, which really means uncontrolled desires and impulses, are brought under conscious control.
Stilled, as the text says.
Stilled, yes. The yogi experiences profound inner liberation. Freedom from all sin isn't just about conventional morality. It's freedom from the karmic reactions, the consequences that arise from uncontrolled desires and actions. And this naturally leads to a state described as supreme bliss, an innate joy, a deep contentment that transcends whatever's happening externally.
So it's not something you get from meditation, but something you find.
Precisely. The real revelation here is that this supreme bliss isn't something you have to gain or create, but something you uncover when the mind's clutter is gently cleared away. It's almost like our natural state.
Wow. Okay, we've talked about the journey, the practice, the incredible rewards, but then the Gita does something fascinating. It actually ranks yogis. It asks, who is truly the greatest yogi? And the answer, found in Shloka 6.46 and 6.47, reveals something profound about the ultimate purpose of this whole path. It says, the yogi is superior to the ascetic, the scholar, and the ritualist. Okay, that makes sense, based on what we've discussed. And of all yogis, it continues, the one with faith who worships me with heart and soul is the greatest.
This hierarchy is incredibly insightful and really crucial for understanding the Gita's perspective. It clearly places the meditating yogi, the one who practices Dhyana Yoga and achieves inner stillness, above those who only practice rigid asceticism, severe self-denial,
Right.
or only pursue scholarship, purely intellectual knowledge, or only perform ritualism, just the external actions without inner connection. While these other paths might have their place, the yogi who meditates and realizes inner peace is considered superior.
But then there's another level.
Exactly. But even among yogis, the absolute pinnacle, the highest state, is reached by the one who combines that meditative focus with deep faith, who worships the divine, me, in the Gita's context, with their entire being, with heart and soul. So this clarifies that, in this view, yoga is not just about mastering techniques or achieving mental silence. Ultimately, at its highest expression, it is devotion with love and surrender.
Devotion with love and surrender.
That's presented as the most transformative form.
What an incredible journey through Dhyana Yoga this has been. It's clear, isn't it, that it's about so much more than just sitting still.
So much more.
It's about a profound discipline, yes, but also a focused intention and ultimately, as you said, a surrender of the heart. The core message really resonates. In a world just brimming with distraction, meditation isn't about escaping reality.
Well,
It's about coming home to yourself.
beautifully put.
So for you, the listener, maybe just a thought to carry with you. What small step could you take today or this week to come home to yourself amidst your daily distractions? Maybe it's just 5 minutes of quiet focus on your breath, or maybe just a single moment of intentional presence before you start a task, something small.
And the wonderful thing is this path is truly accessible to anyone, wherever they are. And the rewards, as the Gita suggests, are deeply transformative. It really underscores that self-discovery is a continuous lifelong journey, always inviting us to look inward and discover the peace that's perhaps already waiting there.
And speaking of continuous journeys, our deep dive continues next time. We'll be delving into Dhyana Yoga, the yoga of knowledge.
Dhyana Yoga.
Yes, and we'll be asking some of the biggest questions of all. What is the true nature of the self? Who are you really beyond the roles you play, beyond the thoughts you think? Definitely join us for that. Stay tuned.